Character Study Number 2. The Deconstruction of Mr. Darcy, a Pride and Prejudice Analysis. Character Study Number 2. The Deconstruction of Mr. Darcy. Hello and welcome back to the Art Director's Debrief. In our last study, we examined the intellectual journey of Elizabeth Bennet. Today, we turn our focus to her counterpart, the figure who begins as the novel's antagonist and ends as its romantic hero, Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy. He is a pillar of literary history, a character so iconic that his name has become synonymous with a certain proud, wealthy and brooding romantic figure. But to simply label him as arrogant is to do a great disservice to the complexity of his character. Today, we will look beyond the surface. We will deconstruct the man, separating the pride from the person, and in doing so, we will propose a modern psychological reading, that Mr. Darcy's infamous pride is not merely a moral failing, but a formidable armor forged to protect a man crippled by a profound and high-functioning social anxiety. Our first encounter with Darcy at the Meryton Ball is a masterclass in social failure. He is described as tall, handsome and noble, drawing immediate admiration. But this admiration quickly curdles into dislike. Why? Because he is silent, reserved and appears utterly disdainful of the company. He dances only with the women from his own party and refuses to be introduced to any other lady, famously dismissing Elizabeth Bennet herself as merely tolerable. The traditional reading is simple: he is an insufferable snub. But let us re-examine this scene through a modern lens. Imagine a man who is an extreme introvert, who holds immense status and is intensely aware of the expectations that come with it, being thrown into a loud, crowded provincial ballroom where he knows no one. His silence is not necessarily contempt. It could be a defense mechanism. His refusal to be introduced is not necessarily arrogant. It could be the paralyzing inability to engage in meaningless small talk. His pride in this context is a shield. It is a cold, impenetrable wall he erects to protect his private, introverted self from a world he finds overwhelming and intrusive. He cannot navigate it, so he chooses to stand apart from it, judging it from a distance to maintain a sense of control. His rude comment about Elizabeth, while inexcusable, was a private remark, a clumsy expression of his social discomfort, never intended for her to hear. This interpretation is powerfully reinforced during his stay at Netherfield and subsequent visit to Hunsford. His behavior is consistently awkward. He enters rooms and says nothing for long stretches. He makes unexpected, silent visits to Elizabeth at the parsonage. A purely arrogant man would seize every opportunity to display his wit and superiority. Darcy instead seems to actively avoid conversation unless absolutely necessary. He is drawn to Elizabeth's presence, but terrified by the prospect of genuine interaction. This is the classic push and pull of someone with social anxiety, the desire for connection warring with the fear of social performance. He does not know how to bridge the gap between his internal admiration for her and the external expression of that feeling. This internal war culminates in the first proposal at Hunsford. This scene is not a proposal, it is a psychological breakdown. It is a catastrophic failure of emotional intelligence, driven by a love so powerful it finally overwhelms his defenses. Let us analyze his speech. It is a confession, but a confession delivered like an accusation. He speaks of his love, his ardent admiration, but he cannot do so without immediately detailing how socially degrading this love is to him. He talks about her inferior connections, the obstacles to their union, his own struggle against his better judgment. From a psychological perspective, this is a man trying to rationalize an emotion that his entire upbringing and personality have told him illogical and improper. He is trying to fit a chaotic, passionate feeling into a neat, logical box. He is so disconnected from his own emotional language that he believed stating these insults is a form of honesty, a testament to the strength of a love that can overcome even these great obstacles. He completely fails to consider the emotional impact on the recipient. He is so focused on his own internal battle that he is blind to hers. It is the act of a man with near zero social and emotional intelligence in a romantic context. Elizabeth's fiery rejection is therefore not just a refusal, it is a shock to his entire system. It is the first time in his life that someone has not only dared to refuse him, but has also held up a mirror to his character and shown him a monster of pride he did not recognize. The letter he delivers the next day is the beginning of his true transformation. For a man like Darcy, who operates from a position of silent authority, the act of writing a long, detailed and deeply personal letter to defend himself is an act of radical vulnerability. He is, for the first time, ceding control. He is no longer dictating reality, he is presenting his side of the story and trusting the reader, Elizabeth, to judge it fairly. He exposes his family's most painful secret, the near ruin of his beloved sister Georgiana at the hands of Wickham, to the very woman who just eviscerated his character. This act is not born of pride, it is born of a desperate need to be understood, to be seen for who he truly is, not for the cold facade he presents to the world. The letter is his first attempt at true communication, his first step on the long road to emotional intelligence. The ultimate revelation of Darcy's true character occurs fittingly not through his words, but through his home and his actions. Pemberley, his estate, is the ultimate artistic expression of his inner self. As Elizabeth tours the grounds, she expects to find a monument to pride, something like the ostentatious and formal Rosings. Instead, she finds a place of natural, unpretentious beauty. The landscape is grand, but it is in harmony with nature. The house is magnificent, but it is a place of taste and elegance, not gaudy display. Pemberley reflects a mind that is well-ordered, dignified, and possesses a deep appreciation for genuine beauty. It is the portrait of the man behind the mask. This visual evidence is then confirmed by the testimony of his housekeeper, Mrs. Reynolds, whose heartfelt praise reveals a man who is kind, just, and deeply loved by those who know him best. When Elizabeth and Darcy meet unexpectedly at Pemberley, we see the man he has become after the humbling rejection at Hunsford. His pride is gone, replaced by a gentle courtesy and a genuine desire to please. His graciousness towards the gardeners, people of a lower social standing, is a direct refutation of the snobbery she had accused him of. He is no longer hiding behind his armor. Then comes the final test, the crisis of Lydia's elopement. This is the moment that confirms his transformation is complete. The old Darcy would have seen this scandal as the final damning proof of the Bennet family's inferiority and would have run as far away as possible. But the new Darcy does the opposite. He sees not the social disgrace, but Elizabeth's personal distress, and he acts. He secretly hunts down Wickham, pays off his massive debts, and forces him into a marriage to save the honor of the family of the woman he loves, all with no expectation of thanks or reward. This is an act of profound, selfless love and true honor. It is the ultimate expression of a character that has moved from prideful inaction to humble, decisive action. In conclusion, Mr. Darcy's journey is one of the most satisfying in literature because it is a journey of profound psychological change. He begins as a man imprisoned by his own social conditioning and crippling introversion, using pride as a shield. Through the painful but necessary mirror held up by Elizabeth, he is forced to confront his own failings. He learns empathy, vulnerability, and the true meaning of being a gentleman, not through birthright, but through honorable action. His second proposal is a success, not because he is wealthy, but because he is finally, truly himself. He offers not a business contract, but a partnership of equals, founded on a love that has been tested by fire and a humility that has been hard-won. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the complex mind of Mr. Darcy.